So we have one more problem. This is more of that real life problem. We talked about how this is a model of temperature over a year. Okay, so here we're just estimating. So first off, this looks like a sine curve, starts on the midline and goes up. So we're going to write positive sine. The midline looks like it's 40, so y equals 40, and that's the value of d. The amplitude is about 30, and maybe you recognize this problem from the previous lesson. It's the same graph. And then lastly, the period we said looks like it's 52. So that means the b value is 2 pi divided by 52, which is pi over 26. So writing out this equation, we have positive sine, so it's positive 30 sine of pi over 26 x, and we might even use a t on this one because it's time, but you don't have to. And then running out of room, so I'm just going to put the plus 40 down here, but that would go up here. So that's our last one of those problems. Last little topic here, we are going to skip this piece on the graphing calculator. I'm going to make a separate video of how to use the graphing calculator for trig graphs. It's not really necessary, and I have to use a different program because I have to screencast versus writing it on this type of whiteboard program I'm using. So I'm going to move down just to exercise 3. We're going to skip this part of the directions about checking it on your calculator. We're just going to find those equations. So first off, this one says a period of pi. And I'm just going to move this page up. So sometimes you have to write an equation just from qualities, and this will be helpful in our next lesson, which is on word problems, where we have to read about situations and write equations that fit them. So here it says write the equation of a cosine curve with an amplitude of 3, a midline of 2, and a period of pi. Now you're going to see this is pretty easy. I can pick positive or negative. I'm just going to always keep it positive on these. If I know my amplitude goes in for the A, my midline goes in for the D, and my period to get my B value, this is the one tricky part, remembering we don't ever put the period in the equation, we have to use 2 pi over the period to get the B value, so this is a 2. Then I can just put those numbers in. So A is 3, we're working with cosine, my B value is 2, so I can do a 2x. Midline is 2, so I write plus 2. Okay, moving down to the next one, this is just a regular 12. I'm not sure where that question mark is there. So this is a sine curve, and I would pause the video here. I think you could probably try this one. When you're ready, come back. Okay, so this is a sine curve. Amplitude of 6 goes in the front. It's sine. I usually come back to the period. My midline is -5. So to figure out what number goes with the x, we're going to do 2 pi divided by the period is 12, so that's pi over 6. Okay. A cosine curve with an amplitude of 90, so we have 90 cosine. A midline of 100, so we're going to add 100 on the end. The period is 30, so to get b, I do 2 pi over 30, which reduces 2 pi over 15. So there's my equation.